taking in the smog or any of the meth fumes if I'm down at the station?
Really?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, we got one, but who knows who else is cooking?
They pulled off and said the thing's got a yod and they're about to show me a master class.
Right, the boy.
I didn't realize you needed that.
Well,
we are.
Well, you know,
are there a lot of meth cookers?
I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what to think anymore. If I'm gonna be real with you, but you weren't around last weekend.
I was around, yeah.
Oh, wait, really?
Yeah,
okay.
early. As
Holy
usual.
Shit. All right. Numbers ain't so good today.
No, I've been alone a lot of the morning. Hold on, give me one second.
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ.
Stay there.
Yep.
I've been doing community policing at Senior Buns all morning.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Stopping people from getting taken hostage.
Oh, okay. I was doing a little thinking about what I'm gonna be doing this morning. Yesterday was pretty busy, to be honest.
Anything crazy happen?
Well, I want you to imagine for a moment the biggest terrorist organization in the damn city. What would amount to about a year's worth of investigative work, maybe more than that. Not a single thing written down. Not a single thing. Not
that
a
doesn't surprise me.
single document. And that includes multiple police operations, some of which is in the hands of the marshals. Allegedly, I mean, we can't confirm that. The same marshals of which went into an impeachment last week, which, mind you, the impeachment ruling went like to their favor, like they didn't get it, but it was like, you know, it was on like negligence for not like informing the government, whatever. But in that meeting, the amount of just straight lies that I know to be true were made in order to, you know, self-preserve.
The marshals just needs to be shut down.
It does, 100%. But what makes it even worse, it's like a series of just like watching the world burn, is that they claimed that all the actions, including what amounted to us helping them weapons traffic, right? Only because we just assumed that they had done the work, right? Till found out they didn't, you know, getting the proper sign-offs or whatever. They alleged that it was the LSPD and the BCSO who made the calls, and that the director, Dark, was the one leading the charge up until very recently. Some of which is partially true, but they kind of avoided all blame, and then we hired him as a PPO. So
I was gonna say, I thought you guys just hired Doc.
Well, we didn't. Well, we didn't. It happened. Just someone decided to just do it anyways.
Or I mean, Rhodes told me he was going to do it because Frost gave him like full autonomous authority to be able to hire whoever he wanted for shift 3.
Oh no. We had a very direct conversation about it. We said we got to wait until like everything's sorted first. So, you know.
Yeah, he was annoyed a bit that he was not hired as a full officer and as a PPO.
Poor guy. I don't think he's negligently at fault, like it was his domain, but I don't think he's got to hold most of the brunt. I mean, his own damn department threw him under the bus during the impeachment trial. So,
oh damn.
Yeah.
I've never met this Stark or seen him on duty. The only marshal I've ever seen is Gunnar Kane, I think his name is.
He's
and
interesting.
He just drives around the ocean.
Yep. Well,
and that's all I've seen them do.
Yeah, it's been I don't think he's like a bad guy. It's just it's what happens.
They don't have a purpose, so what is there for him to do?
Well, they do have a purpose. They're the lead on the big like on the Faceless, for example. But I've
even heard of the Faceless.
They are the source for a lot of the big terrorist attacks.
Okay.
Yeah. They also got a bunch of like splinter groups or whatever.
Is that the Firestarters? I've heard of them.
Correct. Yep. They are.
Okay.
Firestarters are like a splinter group of the Faceless. So
that's actually how I heard about Firestarters. When Stryker was writing a report about you, and I talked to Frost a bit about this. Didn't like your decisions.
Oh yeah, I heard something about that. Like,
it's actually a available report now. I actually was just reading it.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What's the report number?
Let me find it again. I saw it this morning. Has IAA in the name. 30181.
30181.
Oh, and it was promoted to an incident. 186.
Oh! I thought you meant like his report.
Yeah, it is.
Oh wait, what was the number again?
Debrief of the entire incident. It's incident 18649. They charged people like for it, or tried to.
18649. Oh yeah, that's going. That's it's been filed to the docket.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if it talks about. He told me he had a lot of issues with you in that situation. I talked to Frost about it.
Yeah, this is being led by Maeve and Ruby York.
Okay.
Let me see. Wait, he put it in here?
I assumed he did because I just saw this is the first time I've seen this. But he might not have.
No, I don't think it's gonna be in here.
He said it was like he was writing a report about you, I guess.
Well, you know, some people how do I put this? We have a lot of problems in the PD right now. I'll put it that way.
Oh, I know. I mean, remember after we talked the other day about Miller stuff? He was waiting to be suspended. Turner was ignoring me for me to tell him my information. I told him what I knew, including that Maxwell, like, encouraged or told Miller to destroy the second vehicle in front of Maxwell as well. And I don't think anything came of any of it.
There has been so little accountability, it sort of created an issue where even the least smallest drop of accountability is met with tears and so much drama. What that sort of allowed is the emboldenment of just chronic corruption, right? Now,
unintentional corruption.
Well, a mix of both. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I mean,
people like don't realize what they're doing, how corrupt it actually is, because nobody tells them that it's not okay.
That I do agree with. Like in Miller's case, like I don't even think, for me, like Miller's case is like bad guidance, right? Someone should have told them to stop,
and they threw him fully under the bus.
They did, which is actually why I wanted to hire him back into Blaine County. Unfortunately, my intention sort of got hijacked, for lack of a better word. And he's going to be brought in with 0 conditions now. Original condition was he was going to be closely under my wing, but that's out the window. So,
I mean, knowing Miller, I think if you kind of even had that conversation with him, he would probably respect that, even if it isn't like a formal condition.
I do agree with that. But it's been good. It's been busy. Shift 2 is actually in an interesting spot. So we got like PNT, we got the detective unit that's up and going, but there's a lot of just kind of moving pieces right now. And not a lot of hands, if I'm going to be honest. Like,
yeah,
people exist in the command positions, but they don't actually function as command.
They don't do commands.
Correct. But I think that's kind of why I've been kind of focusing on finding the right people that you can tell have the right mentality and building them up for, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. So
Yeah, I mean that's always sort of been the goal, but I feel like the instability with higher ups always changing, it's really hard to make that a reality.
yeah, that is very true. They're doing the chief
It's like
police.
you work towards something and then the whole directive changes, so it just throws everything off.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I mean, I will say that a lot of the certifications haven't really been messed with too much, with the exception of the investigative unit, but that never really formalized.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was because they had like CID, which was like 2 people, and then they had whatever unit was under the marshals, which, pointing back at it, like Gunnar Kane, like I don't think he's like a bad person. It's just he's DOC with extra powers, right? And DOC was not exactly trained in law enforcement.
As neither are marshals, which is insane to me.
Well, that's what I mean. The marshals are actually ex-DOC. They were promoted from DOC right into marshals.
That is terrible.
Yep. It was one of the, I don't know how long ago, but there was, so they used to operate under the DOJ, right? As the DOC and the marshals. And they were not really, let's just say, falling in line, doing their own thing, not producing. And eventually there was a bit of a split, and large part due to the fact that operation under the DOJ inherently doesn't make any sense unless they were like the U.S. version of the marshals, right? Where they're executing on behalf of justices.
Nino, and I remember hearing that like marshals was under the DOJ, which just seems like a giant conflict of interest to me.
It is based on their mandate. Because like in the U.S., the marshals, I'm pretty sure, operate under the DOJ. But they're executing on behalf of the DOJ at that point. You know what I mean? Like, like some, federal agency or some state agency, puts out a warrant, and then the marshals may partake in the execution of it on behalf of the DOJ. But for them to be like investigatory and then presenting like, a case to the DOJ.
Warrants
exactly
for the DOJ to,
Yeah, that don't make no sense.
It didn't seem like it made sense to me.
No.
I mean, in my mind, it always seemed like there should be 3 separate powers, like the PD, the mayors, and the DOJ separate, but equal.
Yeah,
but
I think
that's just how it works in my head, but not in reality here.
I'm not necessarily opposed to a mayor. And I say this in that I think one of my best experiences in law enforcement was when we had a mayor that I had to, that I felt like I was working for, right? As a representation of the people. However,
I mean, I think the mayor should have like budgetary power, but being able to literally, they could just pick a criminal off the street, instill them as the chief, and it takes so much time to get them out that the damage is already done, and that damage is what has destroyed this PD from the beginning. Is it's so hard to undo the damage. There are venues to do it, but once it's done, it takes so much longer to crawl out from under the garbage.
I could imagine the experience that y'all went through way back when. This big example of that. I've only heard some stories, and it didn't sound too great.
I mean, Barrick only got the chief of police because the mayor told him to investigate me for treason, and he did. So, like, by investigating me for treason is how he became the chief of police.
I would agree that one of the, there's like not everyone has like the implicit desire to fulfill their responsibility and the roles that they take on, right?
Yeah.
And I think that has been true in the PD forever. I think that is also going to hold true in other branches, right? Like be it the DOJ, be it the mayors, et cetera, et cetera. People are going to do and say what they want in order to get the power, the position, or whatever. Once they got it, well, they got it now, bow down,
Yeah.
while I ignore all the responsibilities. Like even for myself, I'm a bit disappointed with the government. Like I myself put forward a couple legislative changes, right?
Yep.
Like some changes to torture, et cetera, et cetera. I haven't heard a damn update. You know what I mean? So, now I could go ahead and say, well, I'm not going to vote for them again, or I could go down an impeachment route. But like you said, that's a hell of a lot of work.
And it takes so long that their term is up by the time you get there anyway.
Yep. But you know, I'm keeping myself busy. I think doom is around the corner. I think we're all going to die soon.
Why do you say that?
Well, I think you're going to have to keep this between us. All right. There is a bunker. This is known, by the way, among high command. But you know, not so much with the rest of the force. There's a bunker that is believed to have a nuke in it, or ballistic missiles, or something like that. And right now there ain't, and most of which is tied to this organization I just discussed. Issue is, I don't think, like I said, the marshals and everyone packed their damn bags because they got upset for cooking meth, and none of that shit was written down. So, you know, when it comes to galvanizing enough of a force to like put a strategical stop to it, I don't think we got it. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong, we might get a little lucky, right? But you know, we got that looming over our head. Well, I mean, that's the allegation, and I think there's some credence to it. Problem is, the source that we got that information from is doesn't believe in our Constitution and wants us to bend to their will. You know, the Darkstone people.
I've never even heard of Darkstone.
They're where our Class 2 firearms come from. We
just buy firearms from people?
Well, on behalf of the marshals who said, "Trust me, bro," and some random entity that told them that they're the good guys, convinced two members of LSPD, Opal and Dog. They organized a transportation of God knows how much equipment, only for us to find out a week later, because they were doing like military attacks and shit against faces overhead, not telling us, got in a damn shootout, whatever. I ended up arresting two of them, bring them into the station and learning all this. I was like, do you have any documentation? And they're like, no. I asked the marshals, did the government approve this? They're like, no. I mean, even Darkstone was like, we told the marshals this, like, we thought they crossed their T's and dotted their I's. I don't even think it would have been that difficult. You know what I mean? All they had to do is be like, hey, we're looking to set up this contract for new weapons, but they didn't want to do any of that.
They just had to vet the people. That's all they would need to do.
Yeah, they just skipped all of it. They just said, okay, cool. We're just going to go with this. So that entity, we had told us prior to, you know, the interrogations and whatnot, that they'd believed that there was like signs of a radiation coming from the bunker. And so
that's actually terrifying.
Yep, that it is. But, you know, we're making strides. I mean, we're building, this investigative thing back up from the ground up. There's some politics around it, but I don't really care for that, you know.
The only thing, Bums Night, you know, how long do we have left in this man's term?
I believe we have about 5 weeks.
In 5 weeks, you think you can finish it before, Frost gets thrown out and the new mayor just points somebody else?
Yeah, but then what? You know what I mean?
Then it just starts over.
I don't think even in the position I got today really makes a difference. Realistically, I may be a captain. However, the reality is I'm working with a force that's largely uninterested, right? There's where the reason I put it like that is, even if I was a deputy, even if I was an officer, I'd still be able to do what I needed to do. You know what I mean?
What you need to do.
Yeah. And that's how I've always been.
I hope so.
You know, I mean, at that point, rank doesn't give me investigation skills, or the
That's
charisma
true.
needed to.
It's just if you get a high command that shuts down and say Faceless infiltrates the PD and gets put in the sheriff position.
That is very much
Shuts
a
down all of it.
possibility. Well,
There's
that's
nothing,
when I use
nothing we
plan
could do
2.
about it.
Well, I mean, there's options. I've got a backup plan. Assuming it all goes through. So, I mean, generally speaking, all the marshals and stuff got like our security cameras are shit. Our weapons are shit. Relatively speaking, if anything, being not in a high command position would allow me to focus, which,
You have a little bit more freedom.
Yep, that's exactly it. See, there's one thing I got that a lot of people I think don't, is I don't really give shit about my job. You know what I mean? If someone told me tomorrow, like, all right, you're done, you know what I mean? I'd be like, all right, I'll see you soon.
Yeah, no, I am in the same boat as that.
Yep. So I'm not very risk averse is what I'm trying to say. See if the cauldron's open. Is it normally this light on units?
Not usually on Saturdays, but King and I believe others went to go play WoW, they said.
Oh, okay. All right. That makes sense. All right.
So left nobody on duty but me for a bit.
Oh, so they were around earlier?
Yeah, they were.
Okay.
They got off duty like 3 hours ago.
Oh, shit. Okay. World of Warcraft. Well, that would explain it. How many units, you think?
We've had like 2 units. This is the most we've had all like since
What?
I've been on duty, pretty much.
Holy shit. Well,
Yeah, Bjorn came on duty. It was me and Bjorn. Maeve showed up. We had the 3 of us. And I think Angel just got on duty.
that's impressive.
That's why I said I've just been at Senior Buns, preventing people from being taken hostage. I'm sure they found other places to take them, but at least, people could get food in peace.
Let's say there was like law enforcement was its own entity.
Yeah.
How would you select a head of a department?
I mean, it could be, I would think, an internal vote. I don't think criminals should have a say of who heads a non-criminal organization.
Okay.
I think there would need to be avenues. Like, I think I talked to you about this a couple weeks ago, where you would have to, you could have a vote of no confidence where the person could be removed, as well as an ACR. So 2 venues for the person to be removed if needed.
I think what's the word called? I'm not a fan of democracy in the police department, if I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
We'd have vibes all day. That's one thing you kind of missed, is there was a long period of time there was voting within the department. It was like vibe season. So
Yeah, the hot pot, having a mayor who, have a lot of criminal ties, deciding who's in charge of a criminal or non-criminal organization is always rough as well.
Yep, I agree with that. See, I always liked it when the state came in. You know what I mean?
I think the state just is uninvolved. I don't know. I need to take a very quick nap. I feel like I just can't shut my mouth.
Yeah, no worries. I'll be right here. How you doing, Nate? How you doing, Nicole?
Hey, what's up, Brian?
Not too much. Not too much.
That's it. Right. That's everybody?
Yeah, that's it.
Holy fuck.
Yeah. Hello, Brian. What's up with the mask? For your city? For you traveling to the city?
Yeah, I had to go down to the city, take a look at some things.